Good morning, everyone. My name is Joanny A. Baggy, and I'll be the one to report the Republic Act 10533. What is Republic Act 10533? Republic Act 10533 is an act enhancing the Philippine basic education system by strengthening its curriculum and increasing the number of years basic education, appropriating funds, therefore, and for other purposes, otherwise known as Enhanced Basic Education System, Act of 2013. This Republic Act was implemented by Benigno Aquino III on May 15, 2013. Section 1. This Act shall be known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. The state shall establish, maintain, and support a complete, adequate, and integrated system of education. Section 2. Declaration of Policy. Declaration of Policy. The state shall create a functional and give every student an opportunity to receive quality education. Section 3. Basic Education. Basic education is intended to meet basic learning needs, which provides the foundation on which subsequent learning can be based. It encompasses kindergarten, elementary, and secondary education, as well as alternative learning system. Section 4. Enhanced Basic Education Program. The Enhanced Basic Education Program encompasses at least 1 year of kindergarten education, 6 years of elementary education, and other 6 years for secondary education in that sequence. Secondary education includes 4 years of junior high school and 2 years of senior high school education. Kindergarten education shall mean 1 year of preparatory education for children at least 5 years old. Elementary education refers to the second stage to compulsory basic education, which is composed of 6 years. The entrant age of this level is typically 6 years old. Secondary education also refers to the third stage of compulsory basic education. It consists of 4 years of junior high school education and 2 years of senior high school education. The entrant age to the junior high school levels are typically 12 and 16 years old respectively. Basic education shall be delivered in languages understood by the learners, as the language plays a strategic role in shaping the formative years of learners. Section 5. Curriculum Development. The DepEd shall formulate the design and details of the Enhanced Basic Education Curriculum. It shall work with the Commission on Higher Education, or CHED, to craft harmonized basic and tertiary curricula for the global competitiveness of Filipino graduates, to ensure college readiness, and to avoid remedial and duplication of basic education subjects. The DepEd shall coordinate with the CHED and the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA. To achieve an effective enhanced basic education curriculum, the DepEd shall undertake consultation with other national government agencies and other stakeholders, including but not limited to the Department of Labor and Employment, which is DOLE, the Professional Regulation Commission, or PRC, the private of the Public School Association, the National Students Organizations, the National Teacher Organization, and the Parent Teachers Association, and the Chambers of Commerce on matters affecting the concerned stakeholder. Section 6. Curriculum Consultative Committee. there shall be create a curriculum consultative committee chaired by the DepEd Secretary or his her dolly authorized representative and with members composed of, but not limited to, a representative which from the CHED and the TESDA, the DOLE, and the PRC, the Department of Science and Technology, and a representative from the business chambers, such as the Information Technology Business Process Outsourcing Industry Association. The consultative committee shall oversee the review and evaluation on the implementation of the basic education curriculum and may recommend to the DepEd the formulation of necessary refinements in the curriculum. Section 7. Teacher Education and Training. To ensure that the Enhanced Basic Education program meets the demand for quality teachers and school leaders, the DepEd and the CHED, in collaboration with relevant partners in government, academy, industry, and non-government organizations, shall conduct teacher education and training programs as specified. The DepEd shall ensure that the private education institutions shall be given the opportunity to avail of such training of new teachers, training of the new graduates of the current teacher education curriculum shall undergo additional training upon hiring to upgrade their skills to the content standards for the new curriculum. Furthermore, the CHED, in coordination with the DepEd and relevant stakeholders, shall ensure that the teacher education curriculum offered in these teacher education institutions will meet necessary quality standards for new teachers. Section 8. Hiring of graduates of science, mathematics, statistics, engineering, and other specialists in subject with a shortage of qualified applicants, technical, vocational courses, and higher education institution faculty. The DepEd and private education institution shall hire as may be relevant to the particular subject. Section 9. Career Guidance and Counseling Advocacy. To properly guide the students in choosing the career tracks that they intend to pursue, the DepEd in coordination with the DOLE, the TESDA, and the CHED shall regularly conduct career advocacy activities for secondary level students. And that's all my report for today. Miss Janice Biton will be continue to report the Republic Act 10533 for the other section.
So now I will continue about the Section 10 of Republic Act 10533, which is the expansion of a Gatsby beneficiaries or the benefits accorded by Republic Act No. 8545 or the expanded government assistance to students and teachers in Private Education Act shall be extended to qualified students enrolled under the Enhanced Basic Education. The DepEd shall engage the services of private education institutions and non-DepEd schools offering senior high school through the programs under Republic Act No. 8545 and other financial arrangements formulated by the DepEd and the Department of Budget and Management or the DBM based on the principles of public-private partnership. So let's move on to Section 11, which is the appropriations. The Secretary of Education shall include in the departments of program the operationalization of the Enhanced Basic Education Program, the initial funding of which shall be charged against the current appropriations of the DepEd. Thereafter, the amount necessary for the continued implementation of the Enhanced Basic Education Program shall be included in the Annual General Appropriations Act. So now let's talk about the Section 12, which is the transitory provisions. The DepEd, the CHED, and the TESDA shall formulate the appropriate strategies and mechanisms needed to ensure smooth transition from the existing 10 years basic education cycle to the enhanced basic education or to the K-12 cycle. The strategies may cover changes in physical infrastructure, manpower, organizational, and structural concerns, bridging models linking grade 10 competencies and the entry requirements of the new tertiary curricula, and partnerships between the government and other entities. Modeling for senior high school may be implemented in selected schools to simulate the transition process and provide concrete data for the transition plan. To manage the initial implementation of the enhanced basic education program and mitigate the expected multi-year low enrollment turnout for EHLs and technical vocational institutions or the TVLs starting school year 2016 to 2017. The DepEd shall engage in partnerships with HALs and TVLs for the utilization of the latter's human and physical resources. Moreover, the DepEd, the CHED, and the TESDA, the TVLs, and the HALs shall coordinate closely with one another to implement strategies that ensure the academic, physical, financial, and human resource capabilities of HALs and TVLs to provide educational and training services for graduates of the enhanced basic education program to ensure that they are not adversely affected. The faculty of HALs and TVLs allowed to teach students of secondary education under Section 8 hereof shall be given priority in hiring for the duration of the transition period. For this purpose, the transition period shall be provided for in the implementing rules and regulations. Section 13. Joint Congressional Oversight Committee on the Enhanced Basic Educational Program or the K-12 program. There is hereby created a Joint Oversight Committee to oversee, monitor, and evaluate the implementation of this Act. The Oversight Committee shall be composed of 5 members, each from the Senate and from the House of Representatives, including chairs of the Committee on Education, Arts and Culture, and Finance of both houses. The membership of the committee for every house shall have at least 2 opposition or minority members. Section 14, or the Mandatory Evaluation and Review. By the end of school year 2014 to 2015, the DepEd shall conduct a mandatory review and submit a midterm report to Congress as to the status of implementation of the K-12 program in terms of closing of the following current shortage: the teachers, the classroom, textbooks, seats, toilets, and other shortage that should be addressed. The DepEd shall include, among others, in this midterm report, the following key metrics of access to and quality of basic education: participation rate, retention rate, national achievement test results, completion rate, teachers' welfare and training profiles, adequacy of funding requirements, and other learning facilities including, but not limited to, computer and science laboratories, libraries and library hubs, and sports, music, and Section 15, or the commitment to international benchmarks. The DepEd shall endeavor to increase the per capita spending on education towards the immediate attainment of international benchmark. Section 16, which is the implementing rules and regulations. Within 90 days after the effectivity of this Act, the DepEd Secretary, the CHED Chairperson, and the TESDA Director General shall promulgate the rules and regulations needed for the implementation of this Act. Section 17, or the Separability Clause. If any provision of this Act is held invalid or unconstitutional, the same shall not affected by the validity and effectivity of the other provisions hereof. Section 18, Repealing Clause. Pertinent provision of Batas Pambansa bilang 232 or the Education Act of 1982, Republic Act No. 9155 or the Governance of Basic Education, Act of 2001, Republic Act No. 9258, Republic Act No. 7836, and all other laws, decrees, executive orders, and rules and regulations contrary to or inconsistent with the provision of this Act are hereby repealed or modified accordingly. Section 19. Effectivity Clause. This Act shall take effect 15 days after its publication in the Official Gazette or in 2 newspapers of general circulation.